Another calm, peaceful morning in the backcountry. Things got a little busier once we went to bed. Day 3, and I'm already limping in pain to get to the bathroom. This is a good sign. So I didn't talk directly with many folks, but I did hear conversations going around us last night as people were arriving at like 10 o'clock at night. And it seems like a good number of people are basically going to either skip the road walk, try and split it up and hitchhike part of it, or just saying, you know, screw it, we're gonna hike some miles over here and we're gonna count those as the road walk. Sucks being a purist, because I feel like if we skip it, you know, then I won't have that unbroken footpath thing going on. Most people are also carrying much less food. We have a 6-day carry to get us all the way from the start to East Glacier. But that means we get to do actual, you know, backcountry campsites, because we have a permit, so that's why we got to go to Elizabeth Foot. And now we have 2 more ahead of us before we have to go out to St. Mary. And then we have the big road walk day. And then big road walk day, we do another front country campsite. And the day after that, we will make it into East Glacier. Stay a night at a hotel, get cleaned up, get our next 6-day carry, and go into the Bob. So you are recommended to carry bear spray out here. I've seen people with it all over their pack. Thing that works for me, just one light carabiner and then put it on the arm strap and let it slide down to my hip. Then it's sitting back by one of my belt pouches and I can get at it easy, but it stays out of the way. Taters has the older version of the, you're about to lose it, of the Catalyst, which basically has these loops that a lot of people use for water bottles. And so she can very easily have her bear spray right there. Conveniently accessible, or able to spray her in the face if they discharge by accident. Because once again, with all the people I've run into carrying bear spray, usually in places with black bears where you don't need it, I know multiple incidents where somebody has managed to set it off in their tent, car, etc. and spray themselves, but no bears. So there is an alternate route that avoids going to the road, which apparently was on the lay maps originally. So we're gonna go out this way. It basically just parallels on the other side of the lake. Maybe a little bit busier with day hike traffic. And of course we got to get over Piegan Pass, which if we're going to use our micro spikes will be today. Okay, not too bad as a parallel. And once again, the gut hook comments come in useful because the main trail that gut hook follows is apparently still a muddy mess of horse hose. And there's the view that makes this side worth it. You might notice I'm choking on even the word alternate. I'm just so, I don't know, indoctrinated into the purist mental disease? Really struggling with this trail. Hey, those apple green Skittles were one of the biggest atrocities of the last 20 years. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can see we're probably gonna have rain today. Those stink of maybe rain. Oh, now you want your bridges to be flat. You used to just be happy to be on a bridge.
Whoa.
Walkways are cool, but this isn't as cool as the Florida Trail walkways. They have this cool trick where there's a wider pair of boards on one side and then a gap just big enough to have your leg fall through and potentially break, than a smaller one on the right. It really makes boardwalks more exciting. Though once again, I heart Florida Trail people. Love that trail. Sadly, the one person I've talked to so far who's actually done the Florida Trail, I managed to get on her bad side. So that's the top of the bridge. And that's the bridge we have to traverse. So we got told that bridge was going to be out right before we reached it by a day hiker couple that weren't going to go across it. For some reason, like they had a toddler on their back. There are a couple of tracks here, but there's actually fresh bear tracks. Sweet, huh?
Lots of recent bear activity around here. It looks like we even saw some little tracks, so I'm hopeful we might get to see a baby bear.
So this part of the trail follows Cataract Creek to get back to the main CDT route, and it's pretty flooded out. So those cracks, you can actually see it's collapsed down to the water. Somebody's gonna have a really bad time on this snow bridge in another week. And when you hit the switchbacks in the snow, you just go straight up. Okay, so after buzzing past a number of other hikers and going up something that would have been a very bad idea to fall, now we're putting on micro spikes. So how's it feel?
I'm not sure yet.
It's okay, I know you missed the Condor Trail. And there are our friends. And we camped way down there. Okay, we appear to have beat the storms over. We just have to descend down to Reynolds Creek now, which is our actual backcountry campsite for the night, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully the snow on this side won't be quite as intense as what we came up across, because that would have been iffy to go down without, you know, spikes or better boots for me. Okay, we made it over, and you can see the trail just basically traverses on the top of this bench way, 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 way over there. And then going to the Sun Road is going to come in. We cross that, and our camp's right over there. So this is one of those things where it looks different in person versus on camera, but a slip here is going to be really nasty. So we are getting our axes out and trying not to be distracted by that. If one of these is blown out, this is going to be kind of scary. And I am very happy to have gotten through that thing. It's made the micro spikes and the ice axe totally worth it today. These iconic names because of the breed of a company. I don't know, Jen. Trona has nice things too. So this is a little less stress-inducing. We found some exposed ground, so we took a break. And I didn't double check the safety on my bear spray and managed to get a whiff of it. Tastes like peppers. I'll be happy when we get back to dirt. See, this is more like it. That would absolutely make things easier, but just seems non-purist. It really is a bummer about that closure. And also, I just can't help but think, so if there are really 50 cattle carcasses back there, there has to be an amazing amount of wildlife going to town on it. I really wish there were pictures or something somewhere, because not only the grizzlies, but all the wolverines and stuff like that, it's got to be a freaking feast. And that is the closure where we're going to have tonight's camp, we're going to have tomorrow a front country camp, and then we have to do the road walk to get to Medicine. And then we're gonna do some make work because we can't get our package because it's 4th of July weekend, and basically do an 8-mile bonus road walk instead of 4 miles into East Glacier, so that we can do a smidge of the CDT called the Scenic Trail. Grant, I mean, come on, if it's called the Scenic Trail, it's got to be good. I did talk to somebody this morning who had been doing sections out of order, and he said it was spectacular. Now, 35 miles of road walking doesn't really do it for me, but what you gonna do? Most popular answer from the other hikers I've talked to is actually that they're going to skip it. Taters loves this spot so much, she's been trying to capture it. So much bear grass. No bears, lots of tracks, but apparently there was a grizzly bear around us yesterday in the general vicinity, but we never saw it. Some other folks had it on camera. And one more of these bridges that makes Taters so happy. And we are home for the night. And since we are in a proper backcountry site, we should get our own spot again. Okay, it does appear, at least for now, that we have the area to ourselves. We ended up with a nice little campsite. So Glacier is pretty much the only place I have done trips where they require such a stringent campsite regimen. So this is the food prep area. And then if you go that way and make a left, our camp is way over there. And then if you need to go to the bathroom, including just pee, you don't just get out of your tent and pee, because that might attract animals. Animals might attract bigger animals. You have to go all the way over back there somewhere where there is a pit toilet. And meanwhile, our food gets hung on that thing right there. This is pretty much the only time you will ever catch me hanging food. I object to this on moral grounds.
Here's the completed hang. We're both feeling a little bit nervous about this because we're used to being able to keep an eye on our food during the night. We're at the Reynolds Creek campsite tonight, and we have a really nice spot with the sound of the river going. And so far, at least, we're the only ones here. Kind of surprised by that. Other than the having to hang our food and not getting to have coffee in the tent tomorrow morning, it's a really nice camp. Home sweet home for the night.